Hello everyone, welcome back to Chemical Engineering and Aspen channel. Our today's video will be different from the other previous videos related to the process simulation because in the today's video we will be having some quiz-based assessment to understand or to test our chemical engineering or process simulation knowledge. Previously or on this channel, I can say that around 150 videos on process simulation have been published so far. After publishing so much videos, it is now time to check our knowledge in the field of process simulation. So this video will be composed of 10 MCQs. Just a startup. The next video we will move to some other or maybe more MCQs. So before starting the video, if you have not subscribed to the channel yet, please subscribe to the channel. Click on the bell icon to get all updates related to this channel. So first quiz or the first question of this quiz is that what is the primary purpose of process simulation in chemical engineering? The part A or the answer A or maybe the option A is to reduce laboratory experiments, B to predict process behavior under different conditions, C is to replace process design engineers, and D is to increase raw material cost. So accordingly, reduction in laboratory experiment could be one of the side effects. Replacing process design engineer is definitely not a goal or purpose. Increasing raw material cost never is any objective or in any optimization or even any problems. This is not an objective. So basically B is the answer to predict the process behavior under different operating conditions because experimentally determining this will be much more costly than doing the simulations. So accordingly, the primary purpose of process simulation is to predict process behavior under different conditions. Moving to question number 2, which of the following is a commonly used process simulation software? Options are A. AutoCAD, B. MATLAB, C. Aspen Plus, and D. ANSYS. AutoCAD is not a simulation software. MATLAB is a programming software, and Simulink is used primarily for simulations in MATLAB. ANSYS is a 3D model builder. So accordingly, our right answer is Aspen Plus or Aspen HYSYS or Aspen related things. So among these, Aspen is our correct answer. Moving to question number 3, what does a flow sheet represent in process simulation? Option A, equipment layout in a plant. Option B, economic evaluation of a process. Option C, material and energy flow between unit operations. And D, safety hazards in a process. Aspen or any process simulation does not give any equipment layout in a plant. Layout is a bit different thing what we do with Aspen or any process simulation software. Flowsheet does not represent economic evaluation. Economic evaluation is another part of process simulation. Safety hazards, again, it's another study of process simulation, but mainly the material and energy flows between unit operations are represented by flowsheet in our process simulation. Moving to question number 4, which of the thermodynamic properties package is typically used for hydrocarbon system? Option A, Peng-Robinson, B, Wilson, C, NRTL, D, Uniquac. If we categorize the property packages, we say equation of state and activity coefficient model. Activity coefficient models cannot be used for hydrocarbon system. NRTL, Wilson, Uniquac are part of it. So accordingly, the equation of state system is used and the Peng-Robinson is the correct answer because it belongs to equation of state model. Going to question number 5, in steady state simulation, which of the following is not considered? Option A, mass balance, B, energy balance, C, time dependency, D, phase equilibrium. Mass balance is definitely considered once we are talking about simulation. Energy balance is definitely considered and phase equilibrium calculations are involved once we talk about either steady state or unsteady state simulations. But steady state, the word depicts that there is no influence of time, there is no time dependency. So our correct answer is C in this question. Going to question number 6, what happens if a process simulation model is underspecified? We have already studied the degree of freedom, and if the number of variables are more than number of design equations or design parameters, so what will happen? Number A, simulation converges faster. Number B, simulation fails due to insufficient information. Number C, energy balance is ignored. And number D, results become more accurate. Simulation cannot converge if it is underspecified or if the variables or if the information is missing. Accordingly, our answer will always be B, that the system will not run or simulation will not run or simulation will fail if there is insufficient information. So our correct answer is B in this question. Moving to question number 7, which unit operation is primarily used for component separation based on volatility? Even if we do not look at our options, we should be able to answer it. So you can just guess it what will be its answer. I will move to the options. So option A is absorber, B heat exchanger, C distillation column, D reactor. By then, hopefully you have guessed the right answer. Reactor does not involve volatility separations, or reactor is not a separation equipment. Heat exchanger is not a separation equipment. Absorber is yes, but again it does not operate on volatility. Our correct answer is C, distillation column. Going to question number 8, what does convergence in process simulation indicate? A, economic feasibility of the process. B, completion of mass and energy balance calculations. C, safety compliance. And D, equipment sizing accuracy. Once we talk about the convergence in any process simulation, it means that the simulation model is converged. Converged means we have got the solution and our material and energy balances are accurate. That means that the total mass in is equal to total mass out. Heat flow in is equal to heat flow out. So our correct option is B, completion of mass and energy balance calculations. Going to question number 9, why is model validation important in process simulation? Number A, to reduce computer memory usage. Number B, to ensure simulation matches real plant behavior. C, to speed up convergence. D, to eliminate the assumptions. The majorly, once we talk about any type of model simulation validation, we want to ensure that our simulation model matches with the real plant behavior so we can actually use this behavior to do some calculations or do some sensitivity analysis or do some optimizations that can be reflected back on real plant operating conditions. So our correct option is B. And going to today's last question, which is question number 10, and that question is, which type of simulation is best for studying startup and shutdown operations? Steady state simulation, economic simulation, dynamic simulation, or heat transfer simulation? First, we need to understand that economic simulation or heat transfer simulations are just make-up terms. Mainly, the simulation is categorized into two parts, steady state and dynamic. Now, the steady state does not include any time dependency, and dynamic definitely include time dependency, but we have to study the startup and shutdown, which should mean that there is time dependency. So, accordingly, the dynamic simulation should be used for studying the startup and shutdown operations of a plant. So that's it from today's lecture. The purpose of this lecture was to refresh our knowledge in Aspen in process simulation. So I hope you have understood all the aspects of this lecture. If you have any curious feedback suggestion, please provide it in the comment box and I would be happy to answer it. So that's it from today's lecture. Thank you so much. Please do watch, like, share the video and subscribe to the channel. Also click on the bell icon to get all updates related to this channel. Till then, it's goodbye. Stay tuned for more exciting videos on this channel.